See?
Hi, I'm Melinda Jacobs, restoration coach.
I'm Karen Fagan, licensed professional counselor.
We are healers who like to swear a lot.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. I want more enthusiasm though with it, Karen. Come on. Fuck
yeah. I was like a sailor in my office today. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
But I saw a lot of teenagers and they like that sort of thing.
They do. Sometimes, but I have teenagers in the UK that just don't seem okay with it.
A lot of things in the UK are just different.
Yes, they are. So Karen and I were talking today about being an introvert and being. I'm neurodivergent, and Karen is an introvert. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm probably neurodivergent too. It just haven't had. I don't have the certificates.
She's so fucking neurodivergent. Oh my God. Anyways,
that's a whole nother podcast.
Some people are a little sensitive about that label, not so much on my end. But so Karen, tell us what happened this weekend. What'd you do?
I went to my very first protest ever.
Me too.
It was crazy. And that's just one of the things I've noticed is being an introvert, right? It's hard to do that sort of thing because we're talking Myers-Briggs, introversion, extroversion. Extroversion, you get energy from being with other people. Introversion, you get energy from being alone. So introverts need to be alone to recharge and extroverts need people to recharge. And I just so wish I had any sort of extroversion in me because it would really be great to be super energized by a very exciting crowd or a concert. But I sat on the couch all day yesterday and recovered.
Yeah.
And didn't say a word, not even to my dog.
Yeah. So what do you want people to know about that? Like number one, well, I want to just say it's a real thing.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think people understand the volume of energy that's on the planet right now and the intensity of it. And so I'll put it in this terms. I'm from America, so I'm sorry I don't know Celsius. So imagine it's 120 degrees outside and you're like, oh my God, I'm so hot. I don't know why I'm so fucking hot. Because it's 120 degrees out. That's why people are just like, I don't understand why I'm so anxious. I don't understand why I'm so overwhelmed. Because it's crazy energetically out there. Okay.
It's crazy. No, say more. It's crazy energetically out there for sure. There's a lot going on.
Right. And so right there, I just think it's so important. Like I can't imagine being in the world right now, not knowing what I know about energy and how to modulate my energy and how to regulate my energy. And when I'm in intense crowds like that, how to handle it. So my experience going to my first rally this weekend was I would call it what was to me kind of an autistic moment where I could tell everybody was like on this frequency of rah, rah, yay, yay, and they were doing the chanting and all that. And I thought it was really cool to see people expressing their First Amendment right. The right to speech, the right to gather. Like, I thought that was really, really cool. I couldn't find them. Like, I've been to concerts where it's like, oh my God, and I'm in it with everybody else. Like, we're all there having a great time. But man, I felt just totally, I was so disconnected from the whole thing. Like, I just felt like the only sober person in a whole mass of drunk people, or the only drunk person in a mass of sober people. Like, I was just like, whoa. So for me, that was my experience. And so I had a very different after effect than you. I didn't have the depletion because there was nothing there about it that depleted. I was in my own little bubble and I didn't know how to get out of it.
Yeah. I think that's such a good point, right? And it's because you get self-protective about your energy, and sometimes it's hard to get out of that. But I mean, I think that's a good skill. I think it's, especially as someone who works in mental health or the healing fields, we're like bombarded with other people's energy, and so much of that, because of what we do, is pain. Like, people come to us with so much pain, and you have to have boundaries with your empathy, right? Because if you're too deep in it with them, then your brain thinks you're experiencing what they're experiencing, and you're like, boys, I had 47 traumas today.
Yeah, I've always had that sense of I'm in it, but I'm not of it. Like, it's always, I've always had that sense of that distance kind of feeling, but I can be really present to it. Yeah. So what'd you do to take care of yourself?
Sat on the couch, binge watched a medical drama all day yesterday. Highly recommend The Pit if you haven't seen it. Watched all, I think there's 14 episodes. I watched all of them in 2 days. But I think that, like, I'm not a very good protester, although my favorite chant was somebody would yell, "Show me what democracy looks like." And the crowd would yell, "This is what democracy looks like." And that was really cool. I loved that. But I could only do it like 4 times before I was just like, okay, I don't want to say that anymore.
Yeah.
But then it would wait for a while, and then it would come back, and I'd be like, okay, I have a few more yells in me. But yeah, it's not my jam. And so I think it's so important to stop when you're done. Like, when the gas tank is empty.
And Karen, how do you know when you're done? I say this very tongue-in-cheek, knowing Karen does not know when she's in the red. She's lived her life with the needle in the red. So Karen, how do you know when you're done? I love calling you out.
I don't know until I have slammed headlong into the brick wall that is my limit. And, I woke up on Sunday morning. I was supposed to sing at a church service. I didn't want to. I didn't want to put on pants. I didn't want to. I considered briefly going to church in my pajamas, which they would not have minded even a little. But I figured, if I was going to get up there and be on camera, I probably should wear pants. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And I had a whole bunch of stuff that I needed to do. I was supposed to teach a writing lesson, and I didn't want to do that either. I was really, really grateful when they canceled, because they all have the stomach flu. I tried not to be really, really grateful that they have the stomach flu. But I think it was actually, Melinda's right. I've run my whole life in the red by necessity. There's a story there. I'll do Karen's sad story someday, maybe. But
popcorn, folks.
Oh my God. It's like, you can't make this shit up. But COVID, I think COVID slowed things down. I had a great time.
I loved COVID.
I loved it.
Sorry, not sorry. Loved it.
But I can't get back to it. I can't get back to pushing. I can't get back to go, 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 go. And so it's been the challenge for me to learn that spending a day sitting on the couch watching TV is self-care. And it's not, I'm going to have a quiet day, so I'm going to write an article for Substack, or I'm going to paint my doors, or it's just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah, you sit there and sit there. I think that there's so many things that you said that I think are important. I was like you and would go, 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 go. And, I think my bottom of that was I had been in the hospital with this massive kidney infection, and I was on IV antibiotics, and I was running 2 massage therapy clinics, and I was at the clinic running an IV. So I had an IV pole next to me, and I walk out into the lobby, and the horror look on the client's face, like, are you okay? I mean, what kind of image of health? I was emaciated. I looked like I had just crawled from the dead, because I had, and I'm there with an IV pole. That was my bottom of pushing too much, not giving myself that space. So I liked how you said, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put on pants. Like there was very clear signals that your body was saying, stop, right? And I think I'm getting much better about that. I'm getting over the guilt of not showing up, not returning calls. I'm just over it. It's like, I'm sorry, folks, but if you don't know me by now, I disappear off the planet from time to time. You're just gonna have to deal with that. Like if you're in my life and you want my attention, just know I'm going to disappear for a few days and eventually I'll resurface. But
open secret, folks. That's why we're friends.
Because it's so important to follow your inner soul's need. Like there's a reason
Listen,
that
your body tells you what you need.
Yeah, so important. So and the thing that you said about, you know, you just hit a wall. And I think that more and more as I'm getting a little older, I'm not hitting walls as much as I used to, but I have simplified and quietified my life dramatically. Like it is so quiet here, and my body's just like,
yeah, it's my life up until August was driven externally. I'm a recent empty nester, and I'm not loving it, nor do I think I'm rocking it. But there's a lot of blank space, and
so fucking rocking it.
I don't know what to do with it though. I don't really like it. So,
Yeah.
And I have plenty of animals, so I'm not sure what else to do about that space. But
yeah, well, transitions are big, and I think it's important. But I think that what Karen brought to us today is most important. Is you got to learn yourself, and you got to learn your limits. And sometimes you're going to learn the limits because you blow out your adrenals, and because you end up on a night with an IV pole for 6 weeks, and you shouldn't be going to work, Melinda.
And when that happens, it's not that there's something wrong with you. It's not that you're weak or you're, lazy. It's that you have a body, and a body acts like bodies. And bodies tell you, they have circuit breakers. And if you don't slow down, you'll short out.
Right.
And
your body will sit you down.
Yeah. And that can look like a kidney infection, that can look like cancer, that can look like anxiety, that can look like depression, that can look like, sometimes it looks like soft psychosis. Like you start seeing things out the corners of your eyes. That's annoying.
What's happening for you?
Postpartum, after I had Grace, my youngest daughter, who's now about to turn 19, yeah, I had a really significant postpartum depression, which as a therapist, I truly believe I should have been immune to. So I knew what it was, and I was just pissed. I was like, seriously? And I did. I was seeing things in my eyes. Yeah, I would see spiders on the walls, which again, I knew what it was. I knew it was postpartum depression. I knew I was a little bit psychotic, and I was just pissed because I was just like, I don't have time for this shit.
Right. So, for me, Karen, why I wanted to do this with you is because I wanted the world to understand that healers have lives too. Healers have bodies too. Healers have healing crises. Like healers have shit too. And the reason I'm so good at what I do is because I've walked through that stuff and I learned from it, and I've embodied the map and the solutions for it. And now I can tell you all the signs that your body's giving you that's saying, slow the fuck down.
Yeah. And that's, I think people can read the self-help books and make the lists and, do the podcasts and whatever, but it's the process of how you don't do things that I think is the struggle. It's the process of letting go of being a human doing.
And learning to be a human being. And we have to unlearn a lot of stuff. Yeah. There's so much programming that we are up against. And especially as women, we're supposed to be everything for everyone at all the times. And most of the time, we don't know where we're at physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. We just have no clue because all our attention is outside of us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that has a pretty big price tag from time to time.
All right. Well, you almost die.
Yeah. Well, we didn't. High five.
But we didn't. That's right. I've only had 2 near-death experiences. Whatever. I got booted out the second time. I left my body and they said, "You're not done yet." And then they kicked me back into my really sick body. That was rude.
That is rude.
I know, right?
You have to have a talk with
What's
those
your what's your takeaway message?
My takeaway message is be gentle with yourself, especially in these times, because, as Melinda said earlier, Melinda, I don't know how to do this yet.
No, you did that right.
Oh, thanks. There's so much unbridled energy all over the place out there, and people who don't know how to have boundaries with it and shape it and redirect it, they're just volatile, and people are prickly and abrasive and mean. And be gentle with yourself, be protective, have great boundaries.
Yeah. My closing is, if you haven't seen, just go to YouTube and Google, or just put in a lightning bolt hitting a transformer box. And that's most people's nervous systems right now. When too much energy comes into that transformer box, it explodes. Our bodies were not wired for this level of intensity. They just were not. And we're up leveling, we're upgrading, yes, which is great. And if you need some tools, I'm here. Here's my info. Please reach out, mvjacobs.com. You can find out more information about what I do. Karen, what do you want to say about your practice?
I don't know. I've been doing this a really long time. What do I say about it?
You're really good.
Thank you. I take insurance.
Yeah.
A lot of people like that. And I have online and in-person sessions available to help you get through this.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Karen. Well, thanks, everybody. We're going to be here every Monday night doing this until one of us is like, I don't want to.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't know. It's pretty fun. All right. Love you, Karen.
Love you, Melinda. It's great to see your face.
You too. Bye, everybody.